A man who's given us so many thrills for so many years on the ice, Olympic gold medalist from 1984, and author of Finish First, Winning Changes Everything. Good to see you, Scott Hamilton.
Great to see you. This is awesome. What a great space.
Thanks, man.
It's fantastic.
I appreciate that.
It's an upgrade from the old ESPN days, that's for sure.
It's been a while since the Bristol days. Yeah, I know. I think that's when we first met. It had to have been.
Yeah, I mean, I used to just hang out there all the time because we would rehearse Stars on Ice in Simsbury, and I just, on Sunday afternoon, watch the games with Boomer and TJ and just hang out and fun years. Those were great years.
Wow. And now here we are sitting here in 2018.
What year is it?
I know.
Yeah.
What year is it? So Finish First. Let's talk about this right off the bat. Your book, Winning Changes Everything. What do you mean by that,
Well,
Scott?
it's just, I really see people just, sort of like looking for direction. It's how do I, how do I do anything? How do I, launch? How do I, meet goals? How do I, find my purpose? How do I do things? In a time where we've had kind of this participation trophy mentality for a long time, it's just, people get paralyzed now by failure, by criticism, and looking for a path forward. So I kind of had a lot of really lean years, those years where I kind of came in dead last a lot and failed a lot of the skating tests. And
when was that?
Oh, that was early on. It was, my first nationals was, my goodness, 73. And I fell 5 times in my program and came in dead last. And that was about the best I had back then. And so I figured if I could find my way out of that, and if I could, come up with all different ways of surviving, cancer and all the, those setbacks, that, I might be able to share some of that or a lot of that in a book that could, really help people. And so Finish First is about really just finding your purpose. And then here's how to kind of get to that point where you're really living a victorious life.
Now, let's talk about the cancer part of this, for the lack of a better phrase. You're currently battling your 3rd brain tumor?
Yeah. Can you see it?
No, I can't.
No, yeah, it's good. It's shrinking.
Just by the way that the way you said that, I got to be honest with you, it's a little jarring.
I know, it's
a little
just
jarring the way that you said that.
I've kind of gotten used to this now. It's kind of like just part of everyday life for me is just what's going on with my health. And so first brain tumor diagnosed 2004, gamma knife radiation. 2010 came back, it was 6 years later. And that was surgery that kind of had a few complications. And then 6 years later, it came back. And this time I just sort of tapped the brakes and said, let's just keep an eye on this thing because we caught it really early.
Okay.
And I just had this instinct, just to get strong. Just get strong. Get strong. I don't know if it was physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, what, just get strong. And so I spent the last, couple of years just getting as strong as I can be, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And,
I know Stuart Scott did that.
Yeah.
When Stuart was diagnosed with his cancer,
yeah.
He and you, I don't know, you go way back with him
way
too.
Back to Orlando.
I bet we've all, at some point, we've definitely all 3 of us hung together. I wish I could have a photographic memory like that. But that's what Stuart did. Stuart worked out. I mean, he got rock solid.
Yeah, I'm not like that. That'll not.
You're not getting swole. As
not swole, as Stuart would say. But I'm just really just trying to do everything I can in my time. And, the book is a big part of that. Just taking everything I've learned and just trying to help people kind of get off the bench.
And is it true that your tumor has shrunk without medication?
The last two scans, it's shown remarkable, diminishing. And, what's wild is they can't really explain it. It's against the nature of that brain tumor to ever do anything but grow. And so even my endocrinologist is, she had the same tumor, same surgery, same everything when she was 14 and became an endocrinologist because she was underserved.
Right.
And I go, have you ever heard of one shrinking? She goes, never. I did the Dr. Oz show. And I said, yeah, have you ever heard of a cranial shrinking? He goes, never. I go, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
God gets all the glory on this one. And for whatever reason, I don't know. I've said goodbye to a lot of friends who've suffered through cancer, and and I get this really this kind of pass. And so I've been really just working hard to just serve.
So I know there must be scores of people watching, listening to this, Scott Hamilton, saying, well, what did you do? I mean,
well, I did a lot. I cleaned up my diet. I took out a lot of things that I knew weren't going to help me out. I hate to say those on a show where you might have sponsors, so I'm going to leave those alone.
No, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
but I went to high pH water, which is really great, just because if I can change the environment of my body from acidic to more alkaline, then cancer cells don't like that very much. So there's a lot of research being done on that right now about creating an alkaline environment in your body, but gave up sugar, gave up just a lot of things that I knew weren't going to help me out.
Well, unless you...
Anything it wants...
Your brain.
I'm not going to...
I got it. I was about to say, unless you gave up a Honda or a Sleep Number bed or a Michelin Premium Wiper Blade or TrueCar or whatever, you can mention it because we don't have those types of sponsors.
No, so I gave up anything that would help the tumor. I just quit it. And I added other things like supplements and some things that, kind of just help.
Scott Hamilton here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then I couldn't help but hear you mentioned how we are in a trophy, everybody gets a trophy culture right now. And to me, part of the reason why everyone's like it's the participation trophy era is maybe people thinking that, life's too short.
Yeah.
Like give a kid a trophy.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to hear we've had a conversation about life is too short, and yet you think that there should still be some accountability in the participation?
I think sports are character and physical development. That's it. It's character and physical development. By taking out the character part, to me, it's like half doing it. My example, my son, 10 years old, just took up hockey last year. He's starting to play, youth league hockey.
Is he a grinder in the corners?
Oh man, he's tough. He wants to check so bad. It's like, no, we're not checking yet, but you will be.
Right.
And he just said, he lost his first 2 games. They got killed. I mean, they got destroyed. And he got in the car and he was really mad and really upset. And he goes, I don't like losing. And it's like, oh, I don't like losing either. I go, I understand that. He goes, well, let's just, can we talk about this a little bit? He goes, sure. And I go, what did you learn today? Why you guys lost? And he said, well, I mean, I need to skate a little bit faster, and I need to work on my stick handling, and I got to get my shot up. I got to get my shot stronger, and I want to hit that corner. I just want to get it up there.
Biscuit in the basket.
Yeah, and I just said, that's great. That's really cool. What would you have learned if you won? And he went, I don't know. I go, precisely. We've got to grow. We've got to learn. We've got to experience. We've got to do all these things. And by making an enemy of failure or losing, and I just call failure information. Failure is just feedback. Failure has no, and we avoid it like the play. I don't want to fail. I don't want to well, why not? I mean, it's just, if we can make a friend of failure, I estimated in the book that I've fallen on the ice 41,600 times.
Is that an accurate number?
It's on the low end ish. Yeah. I mean, I skated for 36 years, right?
Sure.
So if I fell 3 times a day, it's ish. So I figured, and I probably fell a lot more than that. I got up 41,600 times. Cancer, fear was extraordinary, but I learned it was a process. Like anything else, it's just a process. And if we can learn to embrace the whole process and not just some of it, I think we're going to be a lot better off. So in the whole mentality of finish first is, failure is just a part of the process. It's a learning opportunity. It's information. Same with critics. I spent a whole chapter on editing your critics, and it's like, edit your critics. You don't diminish or delete or, unless it's opinion. If it's opinion, you have, absolutely the right to delete. If it's fact, then you go, oh, okay, now we have something to work with here. And so I try to, really give people strength of character. Like I did a speech for this leadership group for, universities. And when I said failure's information, it was like, I never thought of it that way. And, when I said edit your critics, I put up mean tweet after mean tweet after mean tweet after mean tweet from the Olympics. And to see these young people go,
oh my God.
They were like, It's like done. I go, what? Who cares? I go, they would never say it to my face, ever. I mean, it's really fun to write this stuff on Twitter and just blast somebody, but it doesn't mean a thing to me, and I don't want it to mean a thing to you either. It's just stuff. If it's opinion or if it's somebody just being mean, delete it. It has no power. And so I see a whole section of our society that are just almost like now come through this cycle of, we're not gonna allow you to feel this or feel that or endure, and they're paralyzed now because life comes at you hard, and you need to be prepared. And I think the earlier we can prepare our kids, and even later in life, there's a lot of stuff we want to get to. Have you cleaned out your garage lately?
I moved 2 years ago, and it was really tough for me to do. Yeah, it was so difficult.
But once you did.
Once I did.
I did.
You did? And you felt great?
I felt 20 years younger.
What did you throw out?
Everything.
What was the toughest thing for you to throw out?
Oh, man. Just stuff.
For me, it was like third grade homework.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. My mom was a pack rat. She saved everything. And then I think she instilled that in me. Yeah. Right now, my 7-year-old's bringing home homework with the big smiley face on it. And I look at my wife and I'm like,
how do you throw that away?
Right?
Yeah. That's hard. But, I figure with my health history, I'm just saving my kids a lot of trouble.
Finish first. Winning changes everything here with Scott Hamilton. Before I let you go, I've got Adam Rippon here tomorrow. What am I going to learn about him that I don't already know? You think?
Oh, man. He's just taken this Olympic opportunity, and he just wants to build something great. He's so hungry. He's so ambitious. He just wants to build something. And I'll be really curious. I'll watch. I want to see what he has to say. I just saw him on Just Kegel, and he was talking about building a career and going into what's next. And, I think he wants to just take Ellen's spot, and just do a talk show. So good guy. I've known him since he was 11 years old. And I've seen all these kind of skaters grow up. And he's really he's a good person. And he's just right now he's looking at this Olympic opportunity going, now let's go.
Yeah,
let's just
stick the landing.
Stick the landing,
right.
And let's make something big out of this opportunity.
What is the state of men's figure skating in this country?
Evolving. When you've got Vincent Zhou, who's at the World Championships right now, Nathan Chen, who's changed the sport. I think, U.S. men's, skating, it's evolving. I think you've got a couple guys at the top that can compete with anybody in the world. And you got a lot of juniors coming up that are looking at these guys going, I've got to be able to do that. Okay, let's get to work.
Well, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, too. Congratulations on all your success.
Oh, thank you so much. It's very nice of you to say that, but you're one of the nicest guys I've ever come across.
Well, as are you.
Scott Hamilton, New York Times best-selling author, Scott Hamilton, by the way. Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton. Finish first. Winning changes everything. Check it out right now in bookstores and online near you. Thanks so much, Scott.
It's a book about everybody else, not about me. Okay, I'm the guide, but this is for everyone else.
No, I think, in all honesty, I think, everybody here has definitely picked that up because of what you were, how you were saying and how you go about your business and how you want others to learn from what's gone on with your life of immense success and obviously a lot of roadblocks, to say the least.
We all have them.
But of all the things that you said, that's definitely stuck with me is you've fallen 41,600 times and you got up each and every damn time. Yes. And that shows you a lot.
What choice do we have?
That's true. But some people would stay on the ice, though. Yeah. Finish first. Winning changes everything with Scott Hamilton.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.